hello, and away we go. I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here, it's the Bullet Club Irish princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I'm doing great, Andre. It is a late night tonight. It is officially now Sunday morning, according to my clock.
Mine too.
It's a late one. We just got out of an amazing show. We got double dose of the Choppa Talk coming on today. We're talking two shows where we just saw this guy perform 2 nights in a row. I'm super stoked. I'm super happy. It's been a good couple of days. Andre, how are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely phenomenal. Watched 2 great days of professional wrestling. Missed the first half of the second show, because I was at my god darn shoot job, and got to make the money.
Nate will forgive you this time.
I got to make the money at least for the next couple months, at least.
That's fair.
Oh, my life is imploding, but wrestling keeps me happy. We are here
living the dream.
We're getting a double feature today. We are talking LPW 21, The Chain Wrestling, and we are talking RCW Art of War, ladies and gentlemen. So we're getting a double dose. Before we give you the double dose, I want to thank you all for all the great support. Please keep liking the video, subscribing to the channel, commenting down below, and sharing us out, because we really do appreciate you guys sharing us out and helping us grow the channel. We really do. Also, don't forget, hit the notification bell to be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
No fucking way I'm answering that one. Not at 12:02 a.m. No.
That's going to be a strong pass.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared of that one. So we're gonna.
Hey, you're working out with Rich King. You're fine. You got the muscles.
I still don't want to get stabbed or shot, so no.
Just do a Tangaloa, just sword hammer. Hammer.
This town is full of like crackheads and meth heads. No, thank you. I live in a small town that's full of crackheads and meth heads. No, I'm good. I'm
not in a small town, and I'm relating to this.
So we're gonna kick it off with some LPW 21, The Chain Wrestling, from Friday, November 24th at the Edmonton South Common Rec Room. We can kick it off. We got The Chain right there. There's a bunch of the matches listed right there for the show. One of the matches didn't happen, and one of the matches that did happen just is in a little black banner at the bottom.
Yeah.
I find it funny.
Glorious chaos.
Yeah, so we kicked the night off with the LPW Challenge Championship. T.Y. Jackson challenging. Where's Hard at 12:04 a.m.? He's challenging Travis Williams for the championship. Really great match. Both these guys, again, we're big T.Y. Jackson fans here at Chop Talk. This guy is so dynamic. I don't think he can do really any wrong in the ring right now, because he's so good. And then Travis Williams, like, going from the golden boy that he was a year and a half ago to now he's the professional. It's just so smooth, so accurate, so precise. It's that Lionsgate Dojo. It's that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what okay, so there was that guy, there was the Icarus Kid. There was those 2 other guys.
Evan Rivers from tonight?
Yeah, the Pop-Tart guy and Mr. Lee. Remember?
Oh yeah, and then you have Evan Rivers from tonight's also out of that Nine Dojo.
That was the other one.
Yeah,
a lot of very impressive students coming out of this school. That's very good for their reputation. Very impressive, and they're all kind of coming out with different skills, which I equally like to see. They're not coming out all the same with the same kind of cookie cutter moves in a typical kind of dojo thing as it would be. They definitely are coming out in the evolved kind of excursion, I guess, post excursion kind of stuff. So you've got Travis Williams, who's that nice, very I would say technical and very move based wrestling, but then you have the Evans guy, who's very aerial, very fun. But yeah, very big fan of TY. Although I will say I miss his music. I do enjoy the new one, and I really do enjoy the like coolness of the little electrical thingamajiggy that he has in the beginning of his song now, but I do prefer Necklace, which I got to hear at RCW sort of anyway. But yeah, TY ever impressive. I really, really liked his gear tonight. I personally I know the gear has been worn before, but I haven't personally seen him wear the gold gear. I liked it. I liked yeah, don't have a whole ton to say on this. I've really felt that Williams is just very, very impressive. I've always
Yeah.
really enjoyed him. He really does kind of look like younger version of MRB right now, doesn't he?
Yeah, even when he had the blonde hair, he looked like an even younger version of MRB when Blais had the long hair, and then he shaves the head, and I'm like, okay, you just still look like MRB because of the shaved head version of MRB now. So
Right?
again,
He looks like MRB like before COVID kind of thing. Kat and I were mentioning though, the hair really matures him. Like the lack of the hair really matures his look. Because when he was younger, when he was younger, when he had the longer hair, he looked almost uncomfortably younger than he really is. He really looked very, very childlike. And I feel with the name The Professional and this new look, this new haircut, it really has come together for him in that kind of perfect kind of package. He really is a package deal, and I'm really impressed with him being the champion so far. That being said, I do need to see him doing this every month. I was a little disappointed after he won the title initially from Son of Irish that the next month we did not see this championship. So I'm hoping that's not the case going forward. But bookings are bookings. You already are is what it is. But it is a thing for me that I do like to see the best of the company, the representation of the companies being put forward especially when we're paying $60 for a VIP tickets. The best of the company is going to be your champions. So I want to see your champions. Son of Irish was there.
Yeah.
But we didn't have that championship. But otherwise, they made up for it in this match. Holy hot diggity, did they make up for it in this match? Great opener.
Yeah, so the finish came. Pride and Thad come out when TY is on the top rope. They distract him, and he goes for the dive, but he misses Travis. And Travis rolls him up, grabs a handful of tights, and gets the victory. Yeah.
It's interesting how they're continuing this play with the faction battles within things that aren't even involved in the factions. It really keeps the feud alive. But I do what I will say that I like that LPW is doing with this particular kind of faction battle is they're not making it obnoxious like it was in the past. I remember when I first started coming to the indie shows, there was a faction known as the Millennial Rebels.
Yeah, I love those guys.
I can't relate on that. I felt that they were the biggest waste of time on that freaking company. But the problem was when you had 7 to 8 matches on one show and a faction of 4 guys, and each one of them had a singles match, it literally made half of the show about those people. And to me, they were the house of torture of Alberta at that time. Reid Matthews has gone above and beyond, but yeah, I don't care if you agree with me or not. This is my opinion on it. That's what they were. For me, they were torture to watch. Stop moving. Yeah, they were. And it was half of the show, more than 50% of the show if there was only 7 matches. That's not what I wanted to see as a fan. And there's a reason why I started going with 12 people and then I was suddenly going alone.
Yeah.
So yeah, moving on from that though, I feel LPW is not doing what that company did wrong with that and is actually doing this right because they're not coming out and being a nuisance throughout the entire fracking match. We're able to actually see a really good match and then have a little bit of a what's happening here at the end there. So that's actually really good. I like this. This was kind of like a little cherry on top for me. So good job.
Yeah. So then we moved on to a gauntlet match. Winner would get a shot at the LPW Grand Championship at the Oil Rumble in January at Rodgers Place following the Oil Kings game. I'm going to quickly go through all 3 matches. Straight up with Thickness versus Crowe. Great match with these two. Thickness doing that beautiful suplex that recaptures the leg and does flips. I love that suplex. In the end, Thickness goes for the power bomb, but Crowe ends up getting a Hurricane Rana into the pin for the win. We then moved on to Zoe Sager versus Stephen Crowe. Great scorpion kick by Zoe in this match.
Yeah, we were talking about that all night. Yeah, that was a really great kick.
Yeah, and then a series of back and forth pinfalls. Crowe did roll up Zoe to get the win in that match. And we moved on to the third match in there. It's Michael Allen, Ritchor, Clark. I don't know how he does it. I don't know his poses.
I think he goes
Michael
the side
Allen,
first and then a bicep and then
Clark. I don't know.
He drops to the knee. Yeah, I don't care. It's just hot.
We need to talk to Kat. She's obsessed with him. So,
I mean, yeah.
So, end of the match. Michael and Ritchor Clark. Especially these two I thought had a really good back and forth. But the end came with the Claudioplex, which almost ended in a giant crash. And then they got it, and then they did the Claudio. Because when he went to lift him the first time, they almost slipped and fell, and then he got him up again.
The ropes, right?
Yeah. Then he Claudioplexed him in, and then he hits the rolling reverse Death Valley driver, and Michael Allen Ritchor Clark gets the victory.
Yes.
So I thought three really strong matches in a row here to really lead to Michael and Ritchor Clark getting this shot. And you're thinking Crowe is going to go all the way, really, by the time we get to the third one. But yeah, I thought really good. And I look forward to seeing. I'm hoping to get to the Royal Rumble, and I look forward to seeing Michael and Ritchor Clark in the main event.
I agree. Yeah, I think we are going to that Rumble, aren't we?
We don't have tickets quite yet because we bought our tickets for LPW 22 the week after. But yeah.
Pricey. All this money on wrestling. It's what we do though. We love it.
Money.
Thickness. I love Thickness. I don't care that he's a heel. I don't care that he hates that I cheer him. F you, Thickness. I'm going to cheer you. Fucking good wrestler. Yeah, he was just freaking dominant in this match too. Just eating himself. So good. But Crowe held his own. I was very impressed with that. I don't know. Did you see the interaction between Thickness and Zoe when Zoe was coming in? Not impressed that she didn't get to, get an easy win over her boy. I don't know.
Yeah, she was pissed. Like, she was quite pissed off.
She threw her coat at him. Chill, girl. Chill. It's not that deep. Well, I guess it was because she didn't win. But it was interesting, though, also. Her scorpion kick was just... The trade, like the match, I felt kind of picked up speed quite a bit also with Zoe and Crowe versus Thickness and Crowe. I felt that they kept it at a reasonable speed, whereas the speed went high speed. What else? What can we say? I'm trying to go off of memory because I didn't write any of this down. Push-ups. We got push-ups.
We got more later, which we will talk about.
So many push-ups. It was glorious. Glorious.
So, we're going to move on. TFA did come out to really interrupt Michael and Ritchor Clark's victory celebration, which was kind of
very rude. I was not impressed with that. Girl, you can wait 30 seconds. It's not that big.
Yeah, so she announced that she's not having her match with Killer Kelly because Killer Kelly did not make it to the event. Let the speculation run wild. I know the answer, but I'm not going to tell it. Not here on the show. No, that's private information. And then she's interrupted by both Lira, or verse 7, then Lira. And then she said, you guys need to shut up, calls them loser teams. And then she says that Spenny, Mr. Spencer Love, Mr. little Spenny the Jet there, gave her the ability to insert herself into any title match in the evening. My question is, why wouldn't you insert yourself into the world title match to give your boy, Michael Blais, a better shot at winning the title? It just doesn't make any sense. but we'll talk about that when it comes to it. And she puts herself in the tag match to make it a triple threat tag. And I went, shit, now I got to watch Crowe go again tonight. Not in a bad way. Like he's a pretty decent little wrestler, but like he already wrestled 3 full matches. He didn't need to wrestle a 4th. That's kind of selfish on her part. Like, could have put herself in the scramble match. I don't know.
These are the conversations we had at the table. Didn't make sense, but
no,
it is what it is.
So they end up all leaving. We get Dean Richter and his change of venue or change of the night partner, Riley Cruz, instead of El Assassino.
Maybe his new gear hadn't come in yet.
Yeah, taking on Son of Irish and Jarrod Rodgers. They young, as I like to call them, young guns. Great match. Son of Irish worked a majority. He was in there for a majority of this match, and it was very impressive. The end of the match comes. Son of Irish hits a rising knee to Dean, sending him out of the ring. And Riley Cruz did get a blind tag on it. And then Cruz comes running in with this running pump kick to Irish in the face. And then he goes for a suplex on Jarrod Rodgers. But Jarrod Rodgers rolls him up with a small package. And the Young Guns get a win.
Plus side of Soy Boy taking most of the beating in that match was Jarrod Rodgers came in there fresh to death. He got a win on that one.
Yeah.
That's actually one I was really impressed with because up until this point, he's kind of been like, okay, he's there for me. But
and I got to give props to Riley Cruz. I think that kid's getting better every time we see him. Yeah. Like I think he's improving.
Yeah.
He's still fairly green again, and I can't criticize the man because I am not a professional wrestler, but as a fan, you can tell that he is fairly green, and I look forward to seeing this guy get better because again, I have seen improvements in this guy every time he does come in. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is like. I see what you mean. There is always a constant improvement with him. It's obvious that one's working hard and training and doing what he needs to do. I think it's the gimmick that's falling short for me. Like, I like that he has one and that it's different from just being just a generic dude A, generic dude B. But for me, I think the gimmick is what's kind of falling flat with me.
Yeah.
I have hope, though, because he is pretty new at this, and with the right kind of people, he's got a charismatic locker room that he has to work with, and a lot of these people, he can only learn like immensely from these people. I expect in another year or so he will be maybe a little bit higher in my books.
Very possible.
There was something that these guys did. Soy Boy and Rodgers, they did. I think it was just a double suplex. On one of the guys. I want to say it was Cruz, but I'm not entirely sure. Might have been Richter, actually. I'm not entirely sure. I just thought it looked really rough and really good, and that they did really good with it. Why are you twitching your head?
I don't know. But are we all good though? Are we good?
Yeah. Weirdo.
Very much so. I was just trying to mess with you a little bit. We move on to the. We went to intermission. We came back from intermission. You guys just made it back in time for the start of the 3-way tag match. Beautiful. We have Power Lira, Sheik Akbar Shabaz, and Berat Garoni defending their titles against 7, which is Marz Specialist and TJ Cannon.
Are you okay over there?
I can't. It's hard to say his name. And then taking on Ride or Die. Yeah, it's hard to say their name too. Marz hits a beautiful Fosbury flop over the top to everybody on the floor. That, like, when he went over into the backflip over the rope, was so good, so good. Berat gets a blockbuster off the top to, I think it was Marz, or I think it might have been TJ and Crowe. There's somebody in Crowe. He came off the top, blockbusted them both onto everybody else on the floor. Just looked great. Marz with a beautiful end of heartache to Crowe, where he lifted him up, came off the shoulders, and dropped him double knees into the back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's Roger Strong's finisher, end of heartache. But Marz did it so well. It looked like he absolutely murdered Crowe on it. At the end of the match,
was incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, but end of the match, TFA comes in, gets the Widow's Peak to Marz Specialist, and she wins the championships without pinning the champions.
Yeah.
I'll admit, slightly disappointed. I wanted my boys, Lira, to retain the titles. I really like those guys. I'm a big fan of Berat. I've been a fan since he used to fly through space, and been a fan of Sheik for absolutely ever. So, I don't know. I'm just a little disappointed on the end of this one.
Little. We were, the whole table was kind of like the air got sucked out of us. This was actually, for me, it might just be that I was focusing on them more because I enjoy them the most, but I felt that this was like the champ show-off match. I felt that Berat and Shebaz were freaking on fire in this. The only thing I didn't like was that Sheik wasn't able to do his European uppercut from the center of the ring. He still did it, though, and he did it twice. So, I mean, a two for... I can deal with that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
They did hit what I like to call the murder in the match, Lira, which is that camel toss blockbuster combo to TJ Cannon, and they looked like they almost killed the guy, which is this razor's
You
edge.
just really just don't like Cannon. That's the thing.
I was okay with him being murdered like that. But it was very impressive how hard they crushed him with it. I was just like, oh, I just hate TJ Cannon. He's just a piece of giant scumbag piece of slimy shit.
My complaint was when they were on the corner in their thing waiting. Like, my short ass is already in front of the ring post. When they put themselves there, I couldn't see shit. Couldn't see shit. I mean, I could see Marz's ass. It was at least nice to look at, but not Cannon's. That is all back to thigh, man.
Oh,
that is bored. But here's something I really enjoyed about this match, and this is something that you and I have been critical on our other shows, particularly NJPW with this. The tag matches that have multi-teams in them. Yeah, where like one member of each team is not in. Like this was a typical tag team. There were two people in when there were three teams involved. But here's the thing. They did it really well. Like, they did it in an organized manner that didn't make it not enjoyable. With NJPW, sometimes it's just obnoxious, and especially with like some of the North American companies, WWE especially, I don't like it how they do it. I feel like AEW has done the same thing, but I don't watch the products, so I can't really say for sure. But I find that it just turns into a whole lot of muck and muddle that just doesn't look good. This was like the perfect combination because when chaos did start happening, it didn't break down, and that's not typical with these companies in Edmonton. So what I really enjoyed is that the chaos was actually organized chaos. It made sense. It felt chaotic as it was happening, but it didn't feel like, oh shit, I'm in danger chaotic like it does in some other places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it felt really, really safe and good. So yeah, I actually really like this match, but I agree. I was not happy with the outcome. I mean, given what happened at the end of the night, it made sense. But given that we didn't know it was coming, it was kind of like a nuisance. I still would have rather liked to see Lira still being the champions. Team Chippendales.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I enjoyed the tag match overall, except for the ending, pretty much.
Yeah.
Hate to say it, but so we move on to the Scramble Championship match. It is the man of two minds, Jack Pride, defending against the man from the Yukon, Rich King. How do I say this? Lionsgate Dojo trainer, Uncle Daddy Tony Baroni. Lionsgate Dojo graduate, the Northern Star Evan Rivers, and Lionsgate Dojo graduate, Tara Zepp, the villain Tara Zepp. Again, some great representation for the Lionsgate Dojo in this match. Yeah,
starting to think this school might be legit, you guys.
Yeah, and Mel had a. I don't know if she wants me to say it, but she had a description for this match.
It was a kink match. Is what it is. Everybody had some kind of weird thing. You got the man of two minds, Jack Pride, freaking role playing. You got freaking guy who likes to call himself daddy. You got freaking Rich King, personal trainer. You got the villain chick, bondage, tattoos, crazy clown fetishes. And then you got the Rivers guy who had the mohawk and the mask and the... It was all kinds of weird. It was a yes daddy match.
And speaking of tattoos, I was just looking her up before we did the show. Tara Zepp is actually a very accomplished tattoo artist on top of it all. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Kat and I would be very interested in that.
Yeah, you guys are very much more interested. Yeah, but so I just figured to throw that in there. A really good match. Beautiful double delete superplex by Rivers and Baroni, holding Rich and Pride in the air, and Tara Zepp came off the top with a beautiful crossbody to everybody to bring them all down. Really, really good. Beautiful, like 3/4 of the way across the ring moonsault by Rivers to Pride. But the end of the match, Marz came in, ends up kicking Rich in the head. So Pride ends up getting the stomp and pins Rich for the win to again cheat and retain his title. He couldn't just do... Oh, and being sad. Was it this match or the last one where he pulled out Stu and then Stu...
It was the last one.
Okay, and Stu turns around and just gets in Thad's face, and Thad's just like, oh, God. This is so...
I couldn't tell what was funnier in that moment. It happening or our friend Humanoid Freak's description of what, because the noise he made versus the noise Thaddeus made were two very different noises. One sounded like a human being fearful for their life. The other one sounded like a scared frickin' pig. I didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again.
Are you done with this one?
I'm done with it.
Can I go? Something I'd mentioned before about the organized chaos in this, they've been really knocking it out of the park with these scramble matches and that glorious chaos. Everything that everybody does makes sense. There's no one sitting there with their arm on the apron, staring into the ring, watching people take frickin' submissions or pinfalls almost, and it not making sense. What was her name? Tara? When she was, not doing anything, she was still selling. She's meandering around out in the ring, just kind of looking around, laughing at herself, talking to people in the crowd. And everybody else did the same thing. It made so much sense. Who was doing the dives outside? I think it was
everybody.
Like Pride took the first dive, and then Daddy did the next one, and then I think Rivers did the next one.
Well, Zepp got sent out onto Pride on the floor. Then Rich King did a somersault off the apron to them. Then Uncle Daddy Tony Baroni did his dive to everybody, and you see Zepp just kind of like back away as he just pulled the Samoa Joe and just backed off.
Yeah.
So good.
Just good. Everything
then
about this was so good.
and then Rivers
What
did
else?
his dive, and she was just like, "Fuck this! I'm Samoa doing this again," and just went back up and went.
Pretty
Eh.
much. It was so fun.
It was great.
Richkins and Crowe music. The best. I love it. You and I think we're the only ones singing along with it though for a bit there.
Andreas and
Disappointing.
Kat were singing.
Edmonton. Huh?
Andreas and Kat were singing.
Well, like our table was singing.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
But like someone else was. Disappointed. Edmonton, get on with it. Come on. So shout out the champ on his simple but effective moves. You know I don't like the double mushroom stomp, and that's one of his moves. But the height that he got in this one, there was like a sense of urgency for him to get away from the turnbuckle because I think someone was running in at that point. So the height that he got off of that was really, really cool. And he also got some fair distance on that. But then Drilla Maloney followed up with it, where he just turned around, caught the guy. It was almost like a shotgun drop kick, freaking double stomp into the ground thingamajiggy. Again, simple but effective. I love those simple but effective moves, just not the double stomp in general. But he made it fun, much like Drilla Maloney. What else? It's all I'm recalling right now.
Yeah. Again, really good match. I loved it. I had a great time watching this match. Then we move on to the main event of the evening. It's for the LPW Grand Championship, Lumberjack Larry Woods versus Micheal Ritchor Blais. So, Larry just won the title last month. So, they both come out, and then a video plays. And it's the video of the rivalry between the Clandestine Society and the Radz. And then the video stops. Larry turns around looking at Blais like, what's going on? What is this? And TFA slides in the ring and smacks Larry in the back of the head with the book of the Clandestine Society. MRB then gets the mic. And then Clandestine Society beat up Rich and TY, sending them to the back. MRB says he's haunted by a lot of things. LPW needs him. We need him. We do. We need our savior. He starts choking Larry with a chain, says it all started with the Radz ruining his moment. He forgives Larry, but he will never forget. And he pulls out the old line of Spencer, hold my jacket. As I remember him used to yell that at me when I was ring announcing. He'd yell, Andre, hold my jacket. So it's just like, yeah. Larry, like Ben doesn't want to start the match because Ben is now back to being the head of officiating. So, yay, Ben! Welcome back to the head. Welcome back to being head of officiating.
My hormonal ass almost bawled when he came out.
Larry is literally makes Ben start the match, and then Blais just proceeds to beat the living holy piss out of Larry for like the next 10 minutes, just wrecking him, or goes around the building. He literally put Larry on me, starts yelling at me, going, you were cheering for him last month. But I'm like, yeah, but kill him now. Kill him now. I'm just like, do it. Murder him.
Andre's loyalty, in case you guys were wondering, very fragile, very easily bought.
No. I have one person I am always loyal to, and that is two. You and Micheal Ritchor Blais.
Clearly not.
I always cheer for Micheal Ritchor Blais, 100%. So,
oh dear.
Really good back and forth. The spinebuster Blais hitting this match. Arn Anderson level to the max, looked absolutely phenomenal. They fight through the crowd. The back of the ring, Blais bites Larry's forehead. They fight back and forth. Blais ends up pulling Ben in to stop a dive, and he crouches Larry up top and hits a superplex. Larry fires up, takes on Blais, gets the Eddie Guerrero senton. Blais ospreys through the saw lariat, and but Larry ends up flips out of the Tiger Driver and hits the lariat. But Larry ends up tumbling to the floor. He could have won it off that lariat. I am 100% sure, because he knocked Blais loopy on that one. MRB low blows Larry behind Ben's back. We're technically in front of Ben, but he was in front of Ben, and he low blowed Larry behind his back, choked him with the tape. MRB loads the knee pad with the chain, hits the running knee. calls for the final concentration, which is also known as the toasted bagel, hits the final concentration, and he gets the win. LPW has a new grand champion. And Blais, after the match, he gets the mic. He says he's going to have a good sleep because all is well in LPW. We end 2023 like we ended 2022 with your savior as the champion. I didn't add the picture in here, but if you really want to, I'm going to post it up on my Twitter because I only posted it up on my Facebook. You need to see Spencer, sad Spencer, and I will post it on my social medias.
Instagram will get you more views, my guy.
All right, I'll post it on Instagram and X. But I think it's already on my Instagram because when I posted it on Facebook, it went to my Instagram. So check out my Instagram, and you'll see sad Spencer because he was so depressed by the end of this match.
I mean, I would be too if I was wearing those shoes. Those things were pointy. I can't imagine his toesies were feeling good in those things.
Oh, and before, I just want to read out what Larry said.
Sure.
Larry says he's fought long and hard because he get the mic after the match to make it where he was. This ain't no end game. 2024 LPW will be stronger and hotter, and you will see the destruction of Blais and the redemption of Larry.
I mean, irony, took it like a champ.
Mm-hmm. You really did.
Yeah, this was an odd way to end the show. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was dramatic, but like for someone who was like cheering for the other guy, it was like cringe. They in-turn championed him, like Larry. It was a little disappointing because I was riding that high and I was like, "Ooh, I'm interested what they're gonna do," and it was just kind of like, "Oh, well." And we were saying at the beginning of the show, "Look at all the flannels. He's so over with the crowd." But I guess this gives an opportunity for another build. I mean, you need a story. Stories are good. And this company has been doing very, very well with stories. I'm not going to lie. Of all the shows that we've seen this year and all the companies we've seen this year, minus the bigger ones like Stardom and NGBW and all that, the local shows that we have seen here, LPW has been the one company that has managed to actually not only have storylines, but continue them and not forget about them. Top talent. Or just completely ignore that things happened. Top talent and RCW. But it is what it is. These guys are doing great. I look forward to seeing what stories they bring us in the next year. It's just, can we maybe save the big negative drama stuff for like earlier in the show so we can kind of end it more on a positive note next time? That would be great. Especially with this being the last show of the year. It was kind of like Merry Christmas. Not so much.
So we got the poster after. LPW 22, I Don't Know About You. Featuring for the woman who fought Utami Hayashishida on her American tour. Miss Billy Starks is coming to LPW. I'm so excited. This girl's like 19 or 20 years old. Like she's like super young.
Did she not just graduate from high school?
Maybe she's like 18. Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, she's been around for a while and she just graduated from high school.
I'm pretty sure that this year she just graduated from high school, like in the summer. So cool. So cool. Good for her. Good for her and good for us that we get to see her wrestle live.
19 years old. She's 19. Hey. It's crazy.
I mean, them young.
Son of Irish. Son of Irish. She's 19.
There you go.
There you go. Again, I look forward to Billy Starks coming in. I'm super excited to see her live. I've been a big fan for a while. I'm excited to see her in person.
I haven't seen a lot of hers just because, again, I have a lot of other wrestling I need to watch for our other shows. I haven't seen a lot of her, but I know our good friend and my other tag team partner, Astra Pizarro, huge fan of this lady right here. So if she's won over Astrid, chances are she can win over me pretty easily.
Oh yeah, she's phenomenal. Everything I've seen of her has been nothing but positive, and she's so good. When we move on, we're going to talk some RCW. We're going to talk RCW Art of War featuring a dashing Chris Bay of the Bullet Club and Impact Wrestling. I was very excited for this show because, again, I didn't bring it with me. I was at work, so I was wearing my work shirt, so I didn't end up bringing my Vigilante Club shirt because I'm an idiot. But again, I got there about halfway through the show, so we'll go over the first couple matches. Mel will take you through them quickly, and we'll talk about everything a little more in depth once it gets to the point where I got there.
We'll see what her ADHD and stone brain can remember.
So, Nasty Nate Nixon defeated Issac Takeover in the opening match. You did tell me that Nate hit a nasty plex in this match. So
he did. Yeah. And I got so excited and I freaked everybody around me out because when he set up for it, I was like, no. They were not expecting that noise to come out of this. Yeah. I had a nice little solo nasty section dance to myself, which you can find on my story on Instagram, which is probably already gone by the time this is posted. However, it was there. Maybe Nate reposted it and maybe you can see it on his story. I don't know. Yeah, the Isaac's kid. I've watched him for a hot minute. I have been impressed with what I've seen. Not gonna lie. He needs to put on a little bulk and he really needs to do something with his hair. But the gimmick that he has, I'm very interested to see where he takes it. He came out with a selfie stick and a phone and like a halo, like a ring light on it, filming himself. He had Smalls hold it while he did a little dance in the ring. Very fun match. The size difference, very fun and interesting to watch because Isaac's actually put Nate through the ring a little bit. Was actually pretty dominant with him, and he was significantly larger than Isaac's in both height and size. Nasty Nate's been working very hard on his build. He's gotten pretty big. He's got that weight belt thing that he wears to the ring, and just Isaac's is like a smaller version of Francesco Akira. He's so little. I don't remember what it was that Nate finished him off with, but Nate was the one who picked up the win here over Isaacs and walked out with his selfie stick, doing a little dance, doing a little jig, and he dapped. I was a little disappointed because we don't do that here.
I'm not.
What was that face? Don't. Oh. Go join that Isaac's kid with his million TikTok followers or whatever.
Get us some more exposure, maybe.
I mean, those million subscribers on TikTok didn't help you get that win tonight, my guy. But keep trucking. One day.
So we move on to a hardcore match between Vince Austin and Sid Reid.
It initially on paper was that. Sid came out with his manager, his Gato, his Gusto, as we are calling him, Gusto, the goose, the Canadian goose, and chaos, glorious chaos erupted when Bryce the Slammer showed up and decided he was going to get involved. After this point, it was made a tornado tag match, and it was Slammer and Vince Austin versus Sid and not Gusto. Gusto stayed Gusto, and we inserted Mr. Rick Jules with a cricket paddle, which was interesting. He whacked a couple moles with that, and that was fun and good. There was a crutch that was wrapped in barbed wire at one point where Rick, I think he got a couple shots off on the guys in there, but the guys did get the upper hand in that. Vince ended up hitting Sid a few times with the crutch. They actually stood on Sid's back with the crutch and the barbed wire and ground it into his back a little bit. Mercifully, that was the most graphic and gory thing that happened in this match. And well, except for they also put Sid through a table that was also wrapped in barbed wire. Mercifully, though, that was on another side of the ring, so your girl didn't have to see that. So we kind of, if I didn't see it, it didn't happen. So there's that. Jules had a few moments of, flash of life in here where he started getting back at Slammer and Austin, picking up a few lariats in the corner, picking up a few moves on him. But unfortunately, it was not enough. Mr. Vince Austin was able to pin Little Sid. Glorious chaos again ensued. And I believe there is a match coming up in the coming months, which will be announced and confirmed on RCW's social medias, where I believe one of the teammates, Vince Austin, will be taking on, I believe it would be Rick Jules. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I believe that will be happening in December. So again, check their social medias, see what's going to be happening with that and when and where and how.
There we go. So we move on to the third match of the evening that I got to see from one of the wrestlers in the match, showed me it on video during intermission. So we had the Irishman who was attacked last month by the Radz, and TY beat him in like a minute. So the Radz were banned from ringside, so Irishman attacked TY in the back, fought about the ringside, beat him up around the ringside, took him into the ring. They rang the bell. He hit his new finisher, the Spinebuster, and pinned TY for the win in like 20 seconds.
Yeah. So, like, we sort of got to hear TY's music because Necklace started, and I was like, ooh, yeah, and I'm reporting it and everything. I'm waiting for him to come out to dance to it, and I'm waiting, and suddenly he comes flying out the back, and I'm like, oh, and out walks Irish, and I'm like, oh, well, we're going to stop recording that now. Good times. Good times. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot more to that after that. I was a little disappointed. I wanted to see TY and Irish wrestle a little bit, but there's a story there. I'm hopeful it can keep going.
They did announce. It was announced there will be a last man standing match. I think it's Friday, December 15th. Friday, December 15th, right here in Edmonton at the Norwood Legion. It'll be the Insane Irishman taking on T.Y. Jackson. Last man standing. Somebody will be knocked out, I guess.
Something gonna happen to him.
Yeah. So we move on to the first match that I got to see, which is the Radz taking on Ava Lawless and Kat Von Hees. The Radz did get the win here after Rich sprayed the Axe body spray in Ava's face, and the Radz hit the snapshot for the win.
Can't imagine that feels good. That's like alcohol based. Ugh. And having it sprayed in your face. I mean, your girl works out at a gym. I'm not gonna lie. There's some guys there, they wear so much of that ish. I swear you could smell them the moment they enter the building. It's horrible. And like, I remember when he first came out, he was like spraying it on the audience and everything. I'm like, interesting. I'm like, well, I smell it. So maybe it's like nothing. Maybe it's just water. No, I smelt it. I eventually smelt it. It wafted backwards eventually. Not the scent I would pick, but is what it is. It's a weapon. It's not supposed to smell nice. I actually had a lot of fun with this match. The girls came in high energy with their Shania Twain music to contradict the guys who came in very heelish, despite the crowd cheering for them. We have a lot of confused people here. We were touching tips too. We are just okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Stabby.
Well, they're just that rad, so you can't help but cheer for some people that are that rad.
It's true. It's true. Hard to be heel when they're cheering for you, though, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe easier. I don't know. Thickness seems to do very well. Trying to remember. Did anything note? I love Kat Von Heese's hair.
Mm-hmm.
She's amazing. I love her. The girls wrestled very, very well together. It was very interesting to see Larry post Zoe match, his match with Zoe the month before, having no problems smacking the girls around now. Love it.
Yeah.
I believe, didn't he just exclaim before he hit Kat at one point that I love doing this?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
You did.
Maybe let's consider what we're going to say when we're doing the actions. Just putting it up there, sir.
Yeah. I got to give big props to Ava Lawless. I think she's getting better and better as she goes on, and she looks so good in this match. Super crisp, super tight with all her stuff. I think this girl's getting better and better every time we see her. And I think she's only gonna get better from here. And I think she's got some. She's got that ish. She's got that charisma.
Oh, I thought you said itch. I was like, what itch?
No, ish. That ish. ISH. That ish. She's got that charisma factor.
You're picking up the Melball language.
It's only because I love you.
I told you you're gonna pick it up. You objected to it.
Yeah, so then we have a RCW Real Canadian Wrestling Canadian Championship match. Harlan Abbott defending the title against Jesse Youngblood. In the end, Harlan Abbott does win it with a F5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, a good match. I was kind of checked out for this one. I don't know. This combination, I've seen it a lot over the years. This one I just kind of checked out on this match. I'll admit that.
I was kind of in the same boat. I was also trying to get in touch with a boy. So I honestly wasn't paying attention too much to this one either. And I'm in the same boat as you. I have seen this combination quite a bit. So it was kind of like, they also took their time getting into this match. There was a lot of walk around, a lot of warm up. And that seems to be a thing, which is good in some situations. This one, it was pretty okay. I wasn't unhappy with the match. Just was very distracted as it was happening. Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Girls got to do what a girl's got to do.
Nope, sorry, we're not there yet. Two more matches. We get a triple threat match. It's Dean Richter versus Dalton Rouge, as we like to call him, versus one half of the RCW Tag Team Champions, Mr. Alex Raynor, as I was calling him, Alan Rage.
It's the Alex.
Yeah, that Alan Rage. Yeah, that Alan Rage guy. No, I'm joking. I was just mean to bug Mel. Yeah, I love Alex Raynor. Really good match here. I really enjoyed it. These guys, as much as we like to rag on Dalton Rouge for his name, he's a very good professional wrestler, and it's a really good match here. It's a good three-way match. End of the match though, Alex Raynor hits a moonsault off the top to Dalton Rouge, taking him out. But Dean picks up Alex, hits the KOD, and he gets the victory.
Poor Alex. It's always the Alex. Why is it always the Alex? My dumbass came running in the middle of the match and waddling across the room, cheering for the Alex. Yay, it's the Alex. I'm so excited. Excited that Rouge was wearing Rouge. Mm-hmm. That was, yay, perfection. Dean Richter, I haven't seen that gear on him before. Is that new?
It looked new to me.
I liked it. It looked good on him because for a second I didn't actually know who it was. because his back was to me. And I was like, who's this new person? And he turned around and I was like, oh, it's Real Talk. Yes. So happy I just found his music on YouTube. I'm very happy also that he's on LPW now.
What's
Now
that
we get to
song
see
called?
him. What?
What's that song called?
Dr. Octo something.
Okay. You gotta
I'll
send
send
it
it to you after we get off of this. I have both the version that he has, which is instrumental, and the lyric version as well.
Sweet.
We can thank our amazing little friend, Eric Graves, the Omen fan, for that. He's the one who sent me that. He knows all of the music.
Love our boy Eric.
Yeah, I actually, unfortunately, I did come in a little late on this one. My dumbass was outside. So I'm disappointed that I missed this because, obviously I'm a fan of the Alex. Would like to see a little bit more of this match.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to not be a smoker, I guess.
Yeah. So we go to the semi-main event evening. It is for the RCW British Commonwealth Championship. It is Cody Mac challenging KB6 for his championship. End of the match. Good. It was a good match throughout. I thought these two really worked well together. Seen these two work together a bunch of times over the years. So again, they have a familiarity. Mel said Cody looked like a young Chris Parrish.
Yeah, like a 20-year-old Chris Parrish.
But way beefier and way taller.
Yeah, in better shape, yeah.
Oh, I love you, Parrish, but you've never been in shape guy. We still love you, though, brother.
We do. Wasn't he his tag partner? You always tell me, wasn't he his tag? He was his tag partner at the Clandestine Society, right? The Clandestine Society where I was working the check-in and I missed the first 2 matches.
Yeah, you made sure I got in because something got screwed up for me not being able to get in. I remember that. Yeah, you made sure I got in. Thank you. I love you.
I know.
But at the end of the match came, Cody ended up spearing KB6. KB6 on the apron. He goes through the rope, spearing KB6 to the floor. They crash to the floor. They get to the count of 7. They're both up, and then they end up both punching each other in the face, knocking each other out. And they both it's a double count out and no contest. And KB6 retains the title. But post-match, Cody Mac challenged KB6 to a submission match on December 30th at the Norwood Legion, and KB6 accepted. So it's going to be a submission match. No countouts, no pinfalls, none of that. The only way it's going to end is by submission.
But this match was really good. This was officially my first time or second time seeing Cody Mac wrestle. I've seen him once before at Top Talent. I've heard a lot about him from a lot of people here. He's got a big following. Very, very smart for RCW to bring him in. Mr. Email Password there. He's the one that I follow on TikTok. His stuff is hysterical. Highly recommend you give him a follow on there. They actually had a really decent back and forth. I was actually really impressed with this. You could hear me chant at the end. I was not happy with the ending. But then when they set it up for something else, I was like, okay, I can deal with that. I like that setup. Because again, it's another story. It's another continuation of something, and that makes me very excited and happy to see. In regards to this match, I felt like it was a pretty, I don't want to say standard back and forth, but there was a lot of lariats, there was a lot of strikes, there was a lot of really well done moves. Both of these guys are very, very well educated in what it is that they're doing. That being said, though, I have seen KB6, Mr. Email Password, a hot minute, but I ask you because I don't know. I've not recalled seeing him do submissions. Does he have submissions in his? He does?
I think I've seen him use a crossface in the past. Again, a guy can pull out a submission. I've never really known Cody to have a submission either, so.
Yeah, because that was going to be my next question, because I don't recall at the Top Talent shows seeing him bring him out, but it might not have been an opportunity in that match to bring out a submission. So, yeah. I'm interested to see what happens. Again, it's another story. It's a continuation. It adds on with the feud with TY and Irishman. So excited to see the setup for this next show that RCW has going on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next couple shows. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
We got the main event evening. It's Chris Bay versus Son of Irish Tag Champ versus Tag Champ. I love it. This is a poster I made. So, yeah. Yeah, so there's a spot where Bay got like Irish kind of like half hanging off the apron, and he dropped the knee, which ended up spiking Irish into the floor. Look, it was on the opposite side.
That.
It was on the opposite side. And it looked sick just from our side. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, because my dumbass zoomed in, and all I saw was his feet disappearing over the side of the apron. Poor little soy boy.
Beautiful discus lariat by Blais, or by Bay. Not Blais. Blais is in Mexico. By Bay, and Irish just fully flips over. But then Bay decides to do the cocky Chris Jericho pin. He puts the foot on the chest and does a and Irish kicked out at 2. Like, it was like, dude. There's a spot where Irish goes into the corner and Bay's chasing him, and he pops up onto the top, bounces himself, backflips over top of Bay, who runs in the corner, grab Bay and German the shit out of him. Look, so good, so crisp, so fast. Bay, Irish, Son of Irish is going off the second, coming off the top, going for the IRA, which is the cutter. But Bay catches him on his shoulder, torture racks the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then hits the Hercules cutter, then picks him up, brain buster, but he can only get a 2 count. Great sequence there. Great sequence there. And then Bay comes out of nowhere, just steps forward, bang, Superman forearm, just dropping Irish. Looked rough as hell. But in the end, they start trading pinfalls, and Irish gets a backslide. 1, 2, 3. Bay can't believe it. He's getting in the ref's face going, what the hell's going on? He's getting pissed. And then he grabs Irish, looking like he's about to rip his head off. But then, like, people are kind of, no, and he stops. Lets Irish go and puts his hand out. I'm going to go over to it. They shake hands, just like professionals. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Why don't you send it to me? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was going to kill him. I think Irish was afraid he was going to kill him too. The look on his face was not happy. Holy shit, though. Was this match what I expected and then some? I mean, we know what Son of Irish is capable of. And we know what Chris Bay is capable of. We watched him last year in the NJPW World Junior Tag League. Like with Asa Austin. Holy shit. These guys were incredible. Seeing the two of them together, though, God damn. Irish took him to the limits, but man, Bay took Irish to the limits there too. And the look on Irish's face when he got that pinfall, just the pop of the crowd too, was so nice. Made me feel good. What a match though. Holy heck. I hope this kid is proud of himself because he put on a freaking killer match against one of the best juniors in the world right now. Chris Bay is on fire in North America right now. He's very, very popular, traveling the world. I mean, I expect to see him back in Japan very, very soon.
Oh, we talked to him, and he's saying they beat the champions last year in the tag league, catch 2-2. So they're still owed a shot. Doesn't matter who the champions are. They're owed a shot at those tag titles. And he's like, oh no, don't start nothing between me and the War Dogs. Those are his boys. And as we're walking away, I'm like, ABC versus War Dogs, and he just laughed.
I mean, he said they want a shot at the champions. They're the champions. I mean, could you imagine that match, though? I mean, I would watch the hell out of that match. Chris Bay and Ace Austin versus Drilla Maloney and Clark Connors. That is like Team Hardbody of Bullet Club right there. I would be all over that. Hell yeah. Give me that. I don't care if they're just doing a freaking 30-minute match of them just flexing. Give it to me. Oh, this was fun. So
Yeah,
nice.
we got our picture with Chris Bay. It was awesome. I loved it.
Just like Son of Irish, he's got 15 freaking abs. Jesus Christ.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But we have come to the end of another Chop
Do you
Talk.
have any final thoughts, my guy?
Oh, two awesome, amazing shows for 2 straight days. I had a blast at both of these shows. Great outcomes for me on both shows. So,
one thing I wanted to mention, Stu didn't fuck up as much as he usually does.
No, he might be able.
There was a few moments where I was like, ooh, but I'm just gonna say for the record, Ben Uman is the superior ref of the two. Compared to Stu. We're just gonna say Stu. Like ew. Do you remember that skit that John Cena did with Jimmy Fallon? Ew. Still.
Stu.
Stu. But yeah, he didn't do so bad this one. Good job, Stu. You didn't mess up as much. Also, thank you, Soy Boy, for getting me shirts.
But we're going to come to the end here. So you can find me on the X, Mastodon, Blue Sky, and Hive at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. Facebook, you can find me at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk on Facebook. You can go over to our local establishment to check out myself over there doing Marvel Talk. We have a review of the Marvels out. We have a review of the whole season of Loki. Whole episodes covering all 6 episodes of season 2 of Loki. And we'll be back in December doing our Marvel Talk Rebound. We're going to be talking, where me and Ed are going to be talking Iron Man from 2008. We're going to go back to the beginning, and we're going to go all the way to the present. TV shows, everything. We're covering it all. Well, yes. I'm well, not the Netflix stuff, but I want to do the Disney Plus shows that we never got to cover. Well, except Moon Knight, but I'll rewatch it for Ed if he wants to do it. That's a ways away. All for the Ed. You can also find me over there. You can find us on Backbreaker Video simulcast over there by our boy Mike the Ref. Go over to Backbreaker Video. Give him a follow. Give him a like. Give him a subscribe. It's all appreciated. It helps us out and it helps him out. Also go over to twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. See all his live content. CAW watch along every Wednesday. All the great gaming content that he does there. If you want to see replays of his gaming content, go to youtube.com/@Backbreaker_gaming. Where you can find all the content that he puts out in his gaming world from him, for all the gaming content from Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, and their freaking guest, the wonderful, the awesome, the amazing Miss Kayla J.
Kayla J. Turn the J. There we go. J. I love Kayla J.
We all love Kayla J. Melball, where can we find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can find her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can find her on everything else, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me on our local establishments programming, Mindful, every couple of weeks. We are turning that down, though, to once a month because you girls got other stuff to do, like Andre and Melball's Wrestling Talk. You can also catch me on Astra Pizarro's YouTube channel where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We have an exciting week of this coming up because we are going to record a few episodes while Astrid has mercifully a week off. Girl's going to have some vacation fun, some vacation time, and record a bunch of ish with her favorite lady in the world, which is me, if you can't see me. What else? If you're wanting to go to LPW, you can go to their website there, lovewrestling.ca. There is a link there for the tickets to their next shows. You can choose general admission. You can try to get some VIP while they're on. We already did. We had them purchased by the time he was done telling us that they were available for purchase. If you're wanting to go to RCW, you can go to their Facebook page and go to their, I think it's Everbright is how it's said. Eventbrite?
Eventbrite, yeah.
Eventbrite? Eventbrite. There's an Eventbrite link in their description there to get tickets to their next showing. You can also stay tuned to their social media. They leave the link for that in all of their posts. Well, most of their posts, they're pretty good about that. What else? Follow all your favorite wrestlers on their social medias. Also, just go and support your local wrestling.
100%.
Okay. It's too late for this shit.
I want to go to bed.
Friend and colleague. Do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
Thank you all. I want to sleep.
Me too, my guy. Me too. And that being said, I am your mom. Over there is Dre. We will see you next time.